So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your own immersive space and load up an asset like so. And then how to dismiss the immersive space and how to reuse one immersive space for multiple different assets, as you can see right here. I'll see you in the video then. Okay, we're going to start with downloading few assets from the Apple developer website. So we're going to scroll down just a little bit and then let's download some bigger assets, something like that. And then we're going to import those assets into our project. So assets are added. We are going to make our own reality view for the immersive space. So we're going to hit Command and N, Swift UI view, hit next, and we're going to name it local asset reality view. I'm going to make two versions of it. I'm going to make one for local assets and another one for fetching remote assets from the internet. But that's going to be the part 2 of this video because there are quite a few different things that I want to discuss in this video, and I don't think I'll have enough time to keep it brief and within everyone's attention span. So we're going to start with importing RealityKit and then replace this with RealityView. As you can see, there are mainly two different initializers for RealityView. One has make closure block and the other one has make n update. Make closure will get called when RealityView is presented and it's only called once. So in our case, we want to load assets in this make closure and add it to the view. Update closure gets called every time there's a change to the view or change to any observed object you might have in the view. I'll get into the detail in the second video, but that's the basics of it. And I'm not going to deal with any kind of view model in this video, so I'm just going to use make block and then delete this update block. Then we're going to name that content, and then we can start fetching our asset here. This content is a type of reality view content. It's basically where you can add entities. And I'm going to try to fetch this chair model. And if it successfully fetched this model entity, chair underscore swan, then we can add it to the content. And unlike Model 3D, you have to manually add it to the content, otherwise it's not going to show up in the scene. And that's because Model 3D is designed for one asset and one asset only, whereas RealityView is designed to display one or more assets. Let's say for some reason you load up everything in this make block, and then you want to weed out some of the things that you don't want to add in, then you can just go through those assets and then run some checks, and then you can only add whatever you want. Okay, anyway, let's go back to the app level and then let's add one more window destination here. And then we're going to declare one more immersive space for our local asset reality view. And then we're going to give it an ID of this right here. ID. And then in this immersive space, we can initialize our own view. And then we have to make a button to bring up this immersive space, right? We're going to go back to content view, and then we're going to add another button. So I'm going to copy paste this. And then we're going to change that to local asset reality. But right now, this is calling open window. In order for us to call the immersive space, we need to tap into this environment variable called open immersive space. And I'm just gonna steal that, and then I'm gonna give it a run. Oh yeah, by the way, forgot about this. So this open immersive space is a asynchronous call, so we need to wrap this inside a task block. Yeah, let's give it a run. This one. Once I click on this open my model view 2, it'll load up that asset and then it'll place it right underneath our foot. Right here. The reason why the asset was loaded right there is that because that's your ground zero point. So this ground zero point gets initialized when you launch that view, not when you launch the app or when you load the asset. Okay, I like proving my point. So I added this timer to wait 5 seconds after this asset gets loaded, and then we're going to add this asset into the content. So instead of just adding it right away, we're gonna wait 5 seconds, and in that 5 seconds, I'm gonna just move around, and then we can see where the ground zero point is. Like so, we're gonna see if it stays right here, or let's say I'm gonna hit this up and move around like this, and still, be the same. See, the ground zero point persists. I'm gonna go back to the ground zero point, and then I'm gonna reset this. And then I'm going to move myself just a little bit, and I'm gonna get it a little close, and then bring up this bring up our custom view, and then let's see where the ground zero point becomes. As you can see, ground zero point moves to where my head was when the view was initialized. Okay, going back to the code, I'm gonna delete this line because we don't need this anymore. And let's say, what if we want to display different assets? Say we have this chair model here. What else do we have? So we have a guitar and watering can and gramophone and all that. What if we want to display those assets without having to declare multiple immersive space? We can easily do this by utilizing ImmersiveSpace different initializer. As you can see, we have this ImmersiveSpace ID content. Oh, not this one. Yes, this ImmersiveSpace ID for and content. So we can give it the same ID. What this for is, it listens for an object to be sent to the app level, and then if that matches with the type that we give it here, then we will bring this up. I know this is a lot of gibberish, so I'm just gonna show you how to do it. So we're gonna make an enum for asset name here, and we're gonna give it a string. I'm giving it a string type because I want to pass these string value into our view here. And then, as you can see, there's 4 parameter text in a type that conforms to decodable, encodable, and hashable. And we're going to make sure our asset name enum conforms to the same type as well. So decodable, encodable, and hashable. And then we're gonna give it how many? 4 different cases. Case like so. And now this asset name enum conforms to decodable. Oh well, decodable, encodable, and hashable. we can just easily give this type here, self, like so. And for the content, we can give it asset name, and then we load up our view here. But right now, our local asset view doesn't know what to display because it doesn't have any idea what this asset name is. So we want to have an asset name here. And then we can ingest that in the model entity initializer here. Asset name dot raw value. This raw value will try to look for these value depending on the case. And then you can just comment this out. Asset name because asset name. So we cannot just give it straight up this value right up here because this is a binding, and we need to give it a wrapped value in order for us to be able to just put it in there. And since this is an optional, we want to give it if let optional binding name. Then what this basically tells us is that if we can safely unwrap this asset name into, well, the same name, this is really bad, like a naming convention, but I don't care. Then, oh, yeah, dot wrapped value. Then we can give our local asset reality view this safely unwrapped value. And then let's go back to content view and then declare a few more buttons. I'm gonna copy paste some of these. So 4 of them. Change this. I'm selecting these multiple lines by holding down Control and Shift and, well, double clicking on this quotation mark here. And then I'm gonna just change out the button names here. Now that we gave these buttons a different name, we need to modify these calls as well. So right now, this open immersive space only takes in this ID, right? So it doesn't really have any kind of value that sends with it. So in the receiving side, it wouldn't be able to tell like which one it should be. It wouldn't be able to tell what kind of asset name it's getting passed into. So to give it this value of asset name dot, this one's opening up what, chair, right? Okay, and let's give it another button to dismiss the immersive space, so we can check these outcomes without having to relaunch the application. Okay, now let's test this out. We're going to open something with a watering can, and then that will load in the the ground 0 point, and we're gonna dismiss that because we cannot open multiple immersive space all at the same time. So I'm gonna well, I did watering can. I'm gonna do another one with the guitar right there. Dismiss, and a chair. I don't know why these assets look super dimmed. I'm pretty sure this is just the simulator error, so I'm just gonna swap it out to living room day. So whenever you swap this out to different environment, well, quote unquote, like environment, but I call it like a different living space, it gets lit up correctly. This is just a simulator error. So anyway, as you can see, we can utilize loading up multiple different assets by having only one there you go, having only one immersive space, and take in this kind of like a customized struct or like enum, and unwrap the asset name and then just fitting it to here. I think this is a pretty good point for me to wrap up the video. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about how we can load up multiple assets in one immersive space, and how we can place it on like a different positions and drag it around and whatnot. Well, if my video was helpful, please like and subscribe. And if it wasn't, like and subscribe anyway. I could use those. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.